A long time ago, just off Brentor and on the slopes, villagers decided to build a church to worship God. They started building the foundations with stones, but their work did not go unnoticed by the devil himself. And every night he would remove the foundations and upset the hard work the villagers had put in to make the church. But he was happy in doing so. So in despair, the villagers were almost ready to give up. They could not beat the devil, till they noticed all the foundation stones the devil had placed on top of Brentor. That was when they had a cunning plan, and they actually used all the stones the devil had carried to the top of the hill to build the church there. When the church was complete, the Bishop of Exeter came to perform a service. The devil was furious, and in his anger he set upon the bishop. God, noticing the bishop did not have the strength to combat the devil, sent Michael, an archangel, to help the bishop, and together they both defeated the devil by throwing a large stone off the top of the hill and on top of him, crushing the devil and sending him back to hell. In reality, the church was built by an aristocratic family, the Guildford family, that actually can be traced back to William the Conqueror, and it was built in the early 11th century. Now, as I pass through this gate, you'll see a big round boulder, and that, by legend, is the boulder that killed the devil himself and sent him back to hell. There are Iron Age Hill Fort earthworks here also surrounding the tour. Hello guys and welcome back. I'm out for a little walk and a little explore, and the area I'm in is Brentor. Now you would have seen a church sat on top of a granite outcrop, and it actually sits at about 1,100 feet. It's quite high, and it is still a working church, believe it or not. But I'm going to make my way up to the church along the path and have a little look around. It's very early. I got up very early this morning. I've got to be back to catch the post office to get some sticks off to customers. And I've got a duck race, believe it or not, with the kids. My wife has got somewhere to go with her daughters later on. So, yeah, that's the reason I got up this early to come and do this. The sun is really strong, right in my face, and all the valleys are filled with early morning mist and fog, particularly the ones with large rivers, as obviously the air is condensing because the river is cold and the air is getting warm, and it's causing it all. But yeah, it is absolutely stunning and beautiful. Not too many people around on the roads, and I think I'm the only one here. So I'm going to get up. Well, I've just seen a sheep, so I'm not the only one here. So I'm going to crack on and climb on top of this tour. So the path is quite easy to find. You know, the trackway up to the church. It's, you know, been used over hundreds and hundreds of years, but basically it winds around almost the west side of the church, and you've got a steep incline. You have to be, you know, mobile to actually climb up here. It's not something you could do if you were or did have any impairments, but it's still beautiful down the bottom looking up at it. It's a nice relaxing area. It can get busy here though, and there's a farmer checking on his sheep. It is said that when graves are dug up here, they fill with water, which is quite hard to believe considering we're on top of a very steep granite hill. So that sunlight, well, it's early morning sunlight and it's right in my face. It is really, really strong. But I'm just making my way around on the track. I can hear the farmer's quad bike down in the field. There's a farmer making the most of the track. And here's the sheep. But we've got to make our way up there. The track is easy to follow. You're not going to get lost. Starts off reasonably gentle. There is a bit of an incline when you get near the top. You can see all the lower valleys, they're covered in mist. That'll burn off later on. I'll bring you around. Now that's Dartmoor. We're not too far away from that now. And we're going to look back up at the church now. And we've got the hill to walk up here now. It does get quite steep, not unmanageable. Like I said, if you are reasonably mobile, this isn't a problem at all. But let's get up there now. Right, there's actually some steps here, stone ones. Go out around this lamb. Doesn't look like he's going to move anyway. Oh yes he is. Alright. And here we go. Shut the gate. The gate has seen better days. And there's a sign saying it gets slippery when it's wet, and I can well believe it. Oh, here we are. Whew. Right. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be open. A lot of the churches in the southwest do actually stay open. Let's have a quick look up over here. Whoa. There we go. They got some guardrails here, and you actually do need it, because if you look out over there, it's a severe drop. Will be a bit windy around here. There. That sun is really strong. There's a church tower. There's a sun clock on it. Another bench here. Some gravestones. Another cliff over there. Some really old gnarled trees. And there you go. The church itself. Let's go and see if we can get inside. Like I said, a lot of the churches in the southwest are actually still open. There's some water for some dogs if they've made the climb up. And there's the well, no, I won't call it opening times, it's the service times. Sunday service. There you go. Some nice flowers. I'll leave my hiking stick there. Oh, dogs, well behaved owners. That's unusual, most churches don't allow dogs. It's really nice in here, quite peaceful. Some old woodwork there. There's a lot of names scrawled into it. a little bit of graffiti. Unfortunately, people these days don't fully respect what these buildings are, but that's just the way things are. Right, let's go in and have a look. And it is a small church. Automatic light just seems to come on. There's the fountain. And there you go, there's the bell tower. You can see the ropes there, the bells would be up in the, well, above that wooden platform. It's got that smell that, that old smell that you get with these type of buildings. It's really nice, it's kind of reassuring. Guest book. And here's the pews. Sun's coming in through that stained glass now. Some crosses there against the wall. And that would be the pulpit where the vicar would conduct his service from. And looking back through here. Lovely, lovely little quaint church. I've been here quite a few times over my life, and most people that live within an hour's drive would have probably made a Sunday drive here with family at some point in their lives just to walk up here. It's a bit of a local Sunday outing kind of place to come. The sun is so strong, I don't think you can even see the full stained glass picture. It'd probably have been better if I could come here midday, but like I said, I've got things to do. I just needed to have an early morning walk. A family plaque there to a gentleman who was torpedoed on December the 5th, 1939 and lost his life. These are fascinating places to come to. Mesopotamia, September the 17th, 1960, aged 20. Right, let's make our way out of here. Right, I'm going to make my way down to the car park. I'm actually here for another reason as well, and I'm going to see if it will work out. There's a few people kicking around now. Like I said, this for local people was almost somewhere you came, you know, on a Sunday for a little outing, walk up here as a family, and then you know, go and get an ice cream somewhere on the way home. But it's also a major tourist attraction. If you come here, you know, peak holiday season during the day, you will find yourself surrounded with people, you know, and it is a beautiful location and spot, and it's you know, picture postcard perfect, and people want to come and have a look, and why not? It's absolutely glorious, and the views are outstanding over Dartmoor. There's just so much early morning mist and fog around. Now I'm in a low-lying woodland, and I'm actually looking for a nice little spot I can have a cup of coffee and while away a few moments. It looks really nice in here. There is some logging activity happening, and it is quite boggy, but that's probably due to the rain we've had. But strangely for me, this is quite flat woodland. 90% of the woodlands I frequent are on the slopes of valleys and hills, so instantly it's hard work to find somewhere flat. But I'm guessing with flat ground, the issues of standing water arise and being a little bit boggy. But yeah, this looks really nice. It's opened up, but like I said, there's a bigger piece of woodland I'm trying to get to just to spend a few moments. It's starting to warm up. I'm going to have to get my hoodie off as well. Now, if you think about tracking, you traditionally think about native peoples and the reasons they might do it. And in films, it's always associated with the good guy, you know, tracking the bad guy through the wilderness to apprehend him. But there are practical applications for somebody like myself if you learn some basics. And I'm surprised not many people discuss and talk about it from a bushcraft point of view. It gives you a good insight to what's happening around here or wherever you are with the land if you're in and around woodlands particularly. And I can already see here what's happening. So on this mossy area, there's been deers milling about. I can't tell how many, but there's deers been milling about. And what they've done, they've come down over here. You can see tracks there. They've entered it here. They haven't gone that way. They've decided, as you can see, to go down through this little gully. And why are they doing that? Because there's feeding stations, it looks like, possibly 200 meters that way. Well, I'm guessing they're circling the feeding stations and checking it out because they've obviously become a bit timid. They know, even though there's food here, that they're being hunted. So as you can guess, that automatically means this woodland is out of bounds for me to conduct any activities that I might want to do in here. And yeah, so I'm going to vacate. I've seen all I need to see, although there's a smaller piece of woodland or a little spit of woodland near a road. The only problem with that is obviously you're going to get road noise, but because it's so close to a road, obviously people can't discharge any firearms or anywhere near it, so, or in it, so obviously that piece of woodland is not going to have any of the activities that are possibly going on in this lovely piece of woodland. And yes, it's really beautiful, particularly with the sun coming through the canopy now. But I've seen all I need to do, I've seen all I need to see, and you know, this recce has paid off. It's one of the reasons you will see me going into woodlands for walks, having a little look about, you know, before I actually commit. But it's really peaceful in here, although it's about 8 o'clock in the morning now, so people will be up and about and conducting their lives, and I've got to get a coffee somewhere nice and think about getting back home to get these parcels off. So yeah, let's get a coffee, let's make that happen. Now it's really peaceful in this woodland, and it's got that same atmosphere as what I felt back at Brentor in the church. You can feel that sense of calm, feel that sense of like wonderment, nature. You can feel something, and it almost feels spiritual. The same feeling I'm guessing a really religious person would feel being in that church. I do feel something special when I enter a church, but also I feel it here in nature and in a woodland. And I'm guessing really we all have our own individual take on spiritualism and religious experiences and how we define them. So I'm actually heading off home now. I've seen all I want to do. I've had a really nice time soaking in the atmosphere in this woodlands, and it's alive with birdsong, and it's so tranquil. But I did think that I would take you along to see Brentor because it dominates the skyline for like 10 miles totally all the way around it. Even further, if you're on high ground, you can see it. And it's just a feature of the landscape near me, even though it's in Devon and I live in Cornwall. So yeah, I don't live too far from this woodland, so I'm just going to shoot off home now. So all that's left to be said is take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you guys out on the trail.